Hey YouTube, it's your girl Duchess back with another review, and this time we're talking about Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. That's right, y'all. I'm getting on over here in this prime situation. So let's get into this movie. So the movie opens up with the scene of a church, your typical southern white wooden black church, the magnolia trees. I love to see the magnolia trees. And there's a funeral. Richard Lawson is officiating her funeral. He looks good. He still has that wavy hair. I think her name is Angie. She's the lady with the dimples. She played in Eve's Bayou. I cannot remember her name. She's in it. They're all in church. So Megan Good and our boy, what is his name? Corey Hardick. They're married. They're sitting there. They're watching the officiation of it all. He's got these sideburns, y'all. It gave me Ike Turner. I was like, we off to it already. She's looking so empathetic, and he's obviously dealing with something. I don't know who it is that has died. It could be a brother or something like that. But he's obviously dealing with something, and she reaches out to touch him, and he pulls his hand back, and I'm like, I think this lady who is also like, she's watching him and she kind of rolls her eyes. I didn't think she caught that, but it looks like she did. So that is how it opens up. So part of Richard Lawson's sermon is about judging, how God will judge your deeds when you pass. And so the young man who died, his name is Cody, and he has brothers, and so he's preaching also to them about getting your life in order and being judged on your deeds. And not, if he was alive today, he would want you to change your ways and not suffer the same fate that he is. And Corey Hardick looks at Megan like, did you say something? And she's like, no. So he's obviously agitated. The mother of the boy, she's agitated as he keeps talking about changing your ways and turning your life around and not living the life of like he did, or dying the way that he did. She blurts out, you talking about my boys? You better hush up judging my boys. And baby, the church get the rustling. Everybody's kind of rustling. The spirits are turning. And Mr. Lawson said, church, I ask you, what kind of man would I be if I didn't stand on this holy space and speak the truth? And baby, he goes in further. He is talking to these boys. This is a small town. The crime is increasing, and the bullying and the violence of it all has got to stop. I urge you to pray. He starts picking them off one by one. You didn't graduate from, you dropped out of high school, you did this. And he gets to the one who's Megan Good's husband, Corey Hardick, and he said he is the only one that did not turn to violence. And that is because, and baby, this mama interrupted. She said, you better not say because of your daughter, because she don't do nothing for him but judge him. Ooh, I'm seeing the conflict already, y'all, and I'm here for it. So Megan Good is the pastor's daughter, and we already know this man she married to is on demon time. Let's go. Megan's like, no, and baby, he don't let up. Miss Miggleton, or whatever her name is, you have made this town miserable because you have not raised your boys right. Stealing, raping. Baby, they are at a funeral. He is officiating a funeral, and baby, he is reading the whole family for. Oh, child, this is good. Let's go. Robbing, stealing. This boy's in this casket because shortly after getting out of prison, he tried to rob an elderly woman, and she shot him dead. Because some people in the church saying, you better watch your mouth. You better stand down. But this man is standing on business like he said. He would not be a man if he didn't stand on this holy ground and tell the truth. I ain't never seen, I ain't been to very many funerals like that. But girl, is that what they be doing at the funerals, honey? He preaching truth. He gotta be. But girl, is this the time for it? Okay, y'all, back to this review. Baby, he leaves it with, you The Bible says you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And everybody get to praising and cheering, and that lady jump up and she goes off. She said she got to get out of there. She got to get out of there. All y'all have ever done is look down on me and my boys. And he's like, ma'am, we are burying your son. We are paying for that. We have good intentions. You think the Birchwoods need your money? And let me get the hell out of here. And when she say hell, everybody like ducking because they are in church. Let me get the hell out of here before I say something I really regret. Ooh, honey, that was good. All right, let's go, y'all. Y'all, this lady turned to her sons and say, boys, get Cody. They are taking the body. And the deacon's trying to stand in between, and the pastor's like, let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. And she looked at Making Good, and she said, you did this. You said that he was going to speak good on my son, and I trusted you. I knew I shouldn't have trusted you. You did this. And then her mama is like, who is the lady with the dimples that we were talking about from Eve's Bayou? You going to watch your mouth in this church. So apparently, and she's the mother. She is the preacher's wife. And they stand down. And Corey Hardy got his 2 fingers up. You know how you point a gun at somebody like you make a gun finger? Like he doing that at the pastor. Y'all, what is this? Okay. Back to this review. And baby, when this mama said get him, she meant get him. Because all they gonna do is say that they paid for the casket. So she want him out of the casket. She make her boys open that casket up and grab that body and walk him out of the church. Child, the people are fainting and fawning and ducking and girl, this too much. She also took the clothes back that they gave her and took them off and threw them at the pastor. She don't need nothing. They don't need nothing from them. Not even a casket or a burial. Girl, what they gonna do with this dead body? Child, the church is going ham. And Mr. Lawson said, that's all right, that's all right, that's all right. They can have the body. God has already passed judgment on the soul. Cora Hardy looked back and said, shut up. You know how a little kid, you saying something they don't want to hear and they be like, shut up talking about my mama. That's the way he said it. That was funny to me. And I needed that tension break. Let's go. So the church is empty and Making Good comes in. She has one of her really good friends and his, I guess they're together. And, they were concerned about her. And she's like, well, it wasn't so bad as your wedding. She's like, this is not the time. They hug each other. Her friend is the friend's dude is also friends with Corey Hardick, and he wants to check on him. But Megan says she got it. Y'all go ahead and head back. Have a safe trip. They're heading back to Atlanta. She's going to grab him, and she can handle it. So she's saying goodbye to her parents. Her dad is apologizing to her, saying, I tried, baby girl, but that boy has done some really horrible things. And that lady is the devil of the spawn. I mean, to take that body out of here, And so her mom is like, baby, she's been through enough today. And she looked at her. She said, you want to come by for dinner? And she's like, no, I need to grab him and head on back to Atlanta. And so her dad is like, baby, where is the line? What does this boy have to do to you for you to walk away? And so he reminds her about when she ran track, and she didn't let anything stop her. And when she got close to the finish line, she punched it. And she's like, Daddy, this isn't track. This is my marriage. And you guys taught me to be a good wife and stand by my husband and stand down. This is my marriage. And her mom is like, baby, me and your daddy, we are not you in Dallas. Her parents are concerned about her. And this is the opening of the show. This is only get better. Let's keep going. And so Megan leaves it with, Mom, that's why you got to let us do what's best for us. And her mom is like, that's what we've been trying to do, baby. It is your life. So they hug and she has to go. And she'll call them when she gets home. She's off to see Dallas. Y'all know Dallas going to be ticked off. He going to blame her for all of this, especially since the dad was supposed to be nice and not speak on their stuff about their family, but she going to meet Dallas. I can't say Megan Good looks beautiful. She's still so beautiful, and her beauty is timeless, really. That may be too early to say, but she did look really beautiful. But her parents are concerned. Mr. Lawson thinks that this is all her fault, and his wife tells him, listen, we raised her right. She knows what's right from wrong. We will have faith that what we put down on her will rise to the surface, and don't you carry that guilt. I like that scene. I like that scene because as parents, it's hard to watch your kids go through things, and sometimes you have to just kind of walk by faith. This is one of those moments, and I felt them in that. All right, back to the review. So it's now nighttime, and Megan pulls up on the family. They are in the backyard. Well, they're in the yard burying the body, and she walks up, and it's tension. Like, they drinking. The mama is out there. They're sweaty, and she says, "Where's Dallas?" And first she says that she's sorry, and the mother is not receptive of that. One of the brothers says it's okay, it's not your fault. And the other one is like, you done made my mama mad. We don't like that. She says, "Where's Dallas?" He said, "He back there in the old truck." So now she walking up to Dallas, honey. He in the backyard in the truck by himself drinking. And I'm bracing myself because I know he's going to be mean. So she gets in and just sit there, and she's kind of reminiscing. I remember when you and your brother worked on this truck and to get it ready for prom, and she's just kind of chuckling at some of the memories. And he says, "What are you doing? I don't want to hear about that." She reaches out and touch him gently. "I'm sorry, I know this is hard." And he's like, "You have no idea what I've been through. This is the last time that I let you embarrass my family. You set us up, Ava." Had those people laughing at us as we walking out of the church. She's like, "No, they weren't laughing. And I was just trying to make sure he got a proper burial." "We did that, Ava. We did that right in that backyard. That's your problem. You always trying to change me." She's like, "I'm not trying to change you. What are you doing? You trying to save me? You can't save me." She said, "I call it love." "You don't love me." I'm going to tell y'all something. He playing this role. He is playing this role. He make her get out of the truck. She's like, "No, we rode together." He says, "You better get out of this truck or I'm going to drag you out of here. And I'll do it." When I tell you he is channeling his best inner Ike Turner, girl, I know he studied Ike Turner. She get out though because she know he's telling the truth with tears in her eyes. So she sleep in the car. She wakes up to Dallas' mom beating on the window. "What the hell are you doing still out here?" She said, "I'm waiting for Dallas. He gone." "Well, where did he leave?" "I ain't telling you. Now get off my land." So she finds him at the neighborhood juke joint. They in the back drinking and shooting pool. The owner of the bar is like, "They back there causing ruckus. The only reason why I ain't called the law on them is because you Ava." So Ava walks up and she's like, "Dallas, I think we should be getting home." And the brother's like, "You here to embarrass us more?" And she appeals to what looks like the older brother, the one who said, it wasn't her fault. She was like, he got to get up and go to work. And he said, "Well, go on to the car. I'll send him out there later." So she walks out and looks like she's walking out to an old flame. He's happy to see her. She's happy to see him, but she keeps her distance because, of course, her husband will be coming out any moment. And, they just talk for a brief second as the boys come out. He's like, "What the hell is this? You ain't learned your lesson?" They getting ready to beat him up, put him back in the hospital again. They surrounded him. And she's like, "Dallas, come on, let's just go." Look at her and he said, "You shut the hell up." Child, let me tell y'all something. Just a little break here. The movie What's Love Got to Do with It? I didn't like Lawrence Fishburne for a long time after that. And this is giving me these vibes because this Joker right here, He's something else. But we're going to keep with it because there's real people in these type of situations. And to see it on screen is kind of hard to see, but I'm here for it. So just as they getting ready to start rat-a-tat-tatting him, the bar owner comes out and cocks his shotgun. He's like, I'm not with this tonight, you whatever they last name is, Bridgerton boys or Barterton boys or whatever they are. Go on, take it on home. So get on to the house. So it's the next morning. Ava and Dallas have made it back to Atlanta. She wakes up. He's not in bed. She's looking for him. He's in the bathroom with the same clothes he had on last night, sitting by the toilet. And he's saying something like she told him to kill his dad. Like, I guess his mom told him to kill his dad, and he's feeling sorry for himself, talking about he ain't nothing and why is she with him. And he start crying, and so she's holding him and trying to reassure him and comfort him. Also wondering, what is he talking about? Who told him to kill who? In the next scene, she's fully dressed and has made him breakfast. He comes downstairs and she kind of want to talk about last night, you know. So I'm guessing it was kind of the wee morning hours when she woke up and caught him in the bathroom. He didn't want to talk about it. He was drunk. Let it go. He's not eating. He's going to work. She's like, but I want to talk about it. He walks out. So now Ava is on her way to work. She stops by and pick up her good friend. They've been friends for 17 years. Her friend is urging her to kind of leave Dallas, and it's obvious that Ava has empathy for him. His family has put him through so much, and he keeps giving her little glimpses. And her girlfriend is like, that doesn't excuse how he treats you. And that's no excuse, but you know, you're the sweet girl from the South. I'm the cold-hearted girl from up north. We've been friends for 17 years. You know I love you, but I don't like it. And I like her as a friend. You got to be able to tell your girlfriends how you feel about, you know, the situations that they're in, but also leave them to their stuff if that's what they want. And I like that dynamic between them. So they're on their way to work. Ava want to kind of switch the subject because, you know, she want to have her mind right before she walks in the bank. And they turn the music up and vibe out the rest of the way to work. So in the next scene, it's the afternoon. Ava is off work. Dallas is sitting at the kitchen table and he's drinking. Looks like a brandy or something. He's like, I'm sick of this. She walks through the door and she's like, hey. He said, did they tell you about dinner? She was like, yeah. He said, well, let's go. She said, Dallas, the dinner isn't until 7. It's only 5:30. Let me freshen up. You don't do nothing but sit around all day. She was like, I know, but just give me 45 minutes. I'll be back down. 6:15. I'll be back down. So she comes downstairs. It's 6:05. She's 10 minutes early, so she really only took about 30 something minutes. And he didn't already left. He left him. It's like, really? So they're having dinner with Ava's best friend and her husband. Of course, Dallas is there first, and they're wondering where Ava is. And he's like, I left him, but let's get the drinks going. His attitude is stank. Ava does eventually arrive, and she's being all sweet as usual. You know, she just wants to have a good night, and he's ignoring her and just drinking. And so her friend is like, you don't hear her talking to you? He looks at his homeboy and is like, you better get your wife, man. Ain't nobody got to get me. But Ava's like, listen, I just want to have a good night, y'all. Let's just order. So Dallas is keeping with the theme. He's insulting the women at the table. Black women ain't ish. They don't support us. And he turns to the friend. She tell your ghetto everything, just like she do her family. And his friend is like, Dallas. Like, everybody's like, Dallas. He said, all I ever hear is Dallas this, Dallas that, Dallas that. Like, he's just going off. And he's like, you know what? I can't do this. I done made some decisions in my life. I want a divorce. And she looks at him. Girl, that's your ticket, girl. Run. Her friend is like, I'm about to flip this table over. I like this friend, honey. Anyway. So he is going off in this restaurant. He done already had the lawyers to look over the papers. He done split up everything. They don't have any children. It should be a done deal. Sign the papers. And he look around at everybody like, what y'all looking at? So Ava is on her way home with her friend. And her friend is, you know, Ava's hurting. She gave him the best years. she's almost 40 and her friend is trying to reassure her. They get back to the house and she doesn't want to leave Ava alone, but Ava insists that she goes after several rounds of, it's okay. The friend gives her a paper. She's written down every crappy thing he's ever done to her. And she's like, I don't need to read that. I've lived it. She says sometimes seeing it on paper, it helps. And she tells her how much she loves her, and she reluctantly leaves her to kind of process everything. So Ava take her keys, grab the paper that her friend left, and she drives. She drives through the night and she makes it home. She goes home to her parents' house. So it's the next morning. Her mom comes in. She's in her room and her mom comes in and she's like, hey, your dad said he heard you come in last night. And Ava just started breaking down crying. Her mom is consoling her. And she's like, is it that bad? I love that she had a safe space to go. And I love how supportive her parents are for her. So she's heartbroken about the divorce. And her mom is comforting her. So Ava goes out for a run and just kind of, clears her head. She is crying some more. And I totally get that. I feel her in this moment. She comes back in the house. She's came back from her run, gotten freshened up, so she's come downstairs and she finds her mom reading a letter that her friend wrote. Her mom is so upset. They knew that things were bad, but she didn't know that it was that bad, and her mom is blaming herself, and Ava's like, it's not your fault. And her mom is like, she said, you taught me to care for people and try to help people heal. And her mom is like, that's not what I meant, Ava, and I'm out here healing people and doing all this service work, and I should have been here more for you. And so they're having a mother-daughter moment where Ava's like, don't blame yourself. I know that you gave me a good example and all of that. And her mom is just heartbroken. This man beating on her, spitting on her, like doing all these things and all that she endured. So they're just having a moment, and they're in tears, and her dad comes in and her dad is like, what's going on here? Her mom said, we having our period. He looked at her, he said, you still got a period? She was like, yeah. He was like, I'm going out to the barn. She said that always run him away. That was so cute. And I love that we get these little, needing these little kind of like tension breaks, because that was heavy. So Ava finally calls her girlfriend. Her girl picks up on the first ring. Girl, I've been calling you, but she did cover for work, and Ava tells her that her mom found the letter and read the letter, and she's like, oh my God, did your dad read it? She's like, no, girl, he will be in jail. But no, he didn't read it. Can I just say, I love this friend dynamic. And her husband, they outside in their front yard, honey. Her husband is cutting the grass and she's doing her thing, and y'all, they make me want to visit this married life thing, but it's got to be right. I love all of the positivity and just the normal, growing up as childhood friends, and then your life, you guys get into like adult life. That's such a sweet phase for even me and my girlfriend. So I just had to give that little break. But of course her friend offers to come to her. It's just an hour and a half, girl, I'll be on the road right now. And they was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I appreciate you covering for me. They give their I love yous, and they're off the phone. Shout out to the sister circle, baby. I love a good sister circle. Back to this review. So child, her dad want her to run to the feed store with him. She's like, I don't want to go. It's like, you used to like to go to these places with your dad. Come on. It's so cute. Like, it's so cute. So she go. And on the ride up, her dad is just having a little talk with her, letting her know that they are proud of her. They both could have said it more often, but they want her to know how much they love her and that they're proud of her, and it's going to be okay. And I like this moment too, because they're kind of pouring back into her, just the pouring in the love of it all, and that she's going through it, and she has that family unit. It's really sweet, and it's what it's all about, and I absolutely love it. So they get to this store, and of course, the friend, the guy that I guess is her childhood friend, he's at the feed store, and she's like, "Did my dad tell you to come?" He said, "Well, he told me that, that you were in town and I should come." Her dad's like, "So you gonna rat me out?" Y'all, he is listening through the aisles as they are standing there talking. And I love that they're trying to be matchmaker and all of that for her. So, he's divorced too, and she's going through a divorce. And he always thought that that guy wasn't good enough for her, and he never liked the way that he treated her. Yo, why is Mr. Lawson picking through the aisle, like through the through the content, the stuff on the aisle, telling my boy, you ain't got no more better game than that? That's all you got? That was so funny to me. Dad, she hadn't even signed the papers yet. This girl's still healing. Oh my goodness. Anyway, back to this review. So they're in church, and the dad is preaching about, you gotta let go, and God will basically put you through stuff, and whatever, but there's joy in letting go and letting him handle it. So rise up and rise to the next level. And it's hitting home, and he's preaching a message of faith, hope, letting go, and trusting God, and experience the joy. And the church just kind of gets to clapping and praising, and the choir gets to singing, honey, and they do that song, joy, 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 joy. I think it's a Pharrell song maybe, but they was doing that, and I was here for the Southern Baptist, y'all. I'm Catholic, so I don't get all of that, but when I can get into the space of it, I really enjoy that. So she and her mom are talking after church, and her mom is like, "You told him he wrote that sermon for me." And she's like, "Girl, your dad writes sermons 2 weeks ahead of time. That's just God and his timing. Don't do us." She didn't say it like that. I just had to put a little spin on it. Y'all know how I do. See the man who's smitten with her coming towards her, and she's like, "Mama, why y'all doing this matchmaking thing?" She's like, "I'm not doing nothing." The boy goes to the church. He does shoot his shot. I mean, it's a good shot too. He touches home about the feelings of divorce, and how you can be strong and weak, and but a relationship was the last thing he thought about. But not every woman is her. And at first I think she's gonna take him up on it, and she's like, "Nah, I gotta go." And then her mom, Benja divorced that girl. Say, "Mama, please." And Ava's had enough of the matchmaking. She asked her parents to stop, getting with another man while her heart is being trampled on is not the move. And her mom immediately turns on her dad, like, "That was your dad's fault." It was his idea. I was just going along with it. And he's like, "What, you gonna throw me under the bus, lady?" She said, "No, women move different. We gotta heal, and so we get it, baby. We'll back off." So they resolved to watch some of her home movies that they, her as a little girl playing and jumping rope, and her, track competitions, and just some of her accolades, the things that they've recorded over the time. And it's really sweet. It's great nostalgia, and they're doing that to kind of remind her of her strength and how resilient she is. And they also kind of put her back on track. Like, you were on the fast track, and you met him, and you kind of put it all aside. And we did not want you with him. We were very vocal about that, but you were hell bent on proving us wrong. So you proved us wrong. You married him, and you survived all this time. You can get past this. I love that too. I am really enjoying this movie. It is not what I expected. Good job, Tyler Perry. Okay, back to this review. They also show her wedding video, and how the mama was like, "You ain't gonna never be no borderline," and threw her flowers, smacked her flowers out of her hand when they were at the altar. Just to kind of remind her of where she got started with this Marriage. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm out of breath. I'm making some black eyed peas. Ooh, girl, and I put some pears in them. That is not why y'all came here. You came here for the review. But I'm trying to hold my breath in. I just had to let that out. Anyway, back to this review. So her dad is having a really heart to heart. Like him starting at that wedding video and then going forward, he said, I can't remember a time that you smiled since then. And I know you haven't told me everything that boy did to you, but I gave you a good example and you know what love is. And, I did my best with that. And so no daughter of mine should be in this type of situation. And I thought that this was interesting. I am going to get back to the review, but I love that he put that in there because not everyone that find themselves in abusive relationships were abused. Sometimes we just make decisions and we get caught up and whatever. So I like that we're getting a glimpse that she didn't come from anything broken. She just met the wrong person. And because she has this good heart and she saw her mom being this savior kind of person, it's just kind of who she is. And he took advantage of that. It had absolutely nothing to do with her. He took advantage of her. So her dad ends his pep talk or his, come to Jesus moment with his daughter by saying, I think this man likes seeing you in misery and pain. That whole family is like that. And, they love misery. And don't you be his company. So I guess that they're giving her the strength that she needs to kind of get ready for this divorce and pray that she doesn't fold. But I like this time that she got home with her parents. Everyone should have a safe space like that where they can just kind of go home and recoup and regain their strength. And this was good. I'm enjoying it. Can y'all tell? So it's the next morning and Ava is finishing up another run. She beats her time. She's getting stronger. She calls her friend to check in and she's happy to hear from her. She was just about to call her and she's asking if she needed another week off. She's like, no, I'll be back this weekend and I'll take care of my clients and all of that. And she notices something in her voice, like, why you sound so sad? And she's like, no, I just finished running. She was like, man, we used to do that a lot before you and, him. And she was like, let's do that some more. And Ava tells her she feels good. She feels stronger. She'll be back this weekend and she's ready to get at it. And I'm telling you guys, I could feel the fresh air through the screen. I'm liking this movie. This is a really good movie. She getting ready to come back to the devil. We're going to see if they're going to get my pressure up. Anyway, back to this review. So she and her dad are at the carnival. I guess it's kind of like the county fair kind of thing later that night. They're enjoying themselves. She runs into the young man. I still haven't learned his name. I forgot. I think she said Brent or something like that. I think that's what her mom said. But anyway, she walks over to him this time and notices that he still has all his animals from his farm. So he's kind of the one running the pet zoo. And he said, oh, you still have a love for animals. And she asked him, does he have to stay or can he take a walk? And of course he'll take a walk with her. And I like that for her. So y'all, they are in this field. They're sitting on the back of the truck. The night is so beautiful. All the magnolia trees. I love a good country evening. And they just sitting back there talking. And she's like, so you still got that whiskey bottle you was talking about? Honey, Ava want to get drunk and just let go and release. And they're just talking about life, divorce, recovery, getting to know each other. Not in a sense of kind of like dating or anything like that. Like she's just having a moment with a healthy young man and a healthy young conversation. And drinking, and he's supporting her, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. Okay? As a matter of fact, I need to find me a country man with a truck So I can have me a night like that. Like, I can still smell the fresh air. The nostalgia. I'm loving it. Back to this review. So we also learned that, they had a moment, and I guess his brothers pulled, when this was back in the day, but they're kind of talking about, how does she like Atlanta, and she likes the hustle and bustle of it, but this country life is home, and I feel safe. And he's like, you always safe with me, anywhere I am, you're gonna be safe. And they revisit the conversation where they beat him up and put him in the hospital, and they had basically found him in the car with her, and they pulled him out and beat him up, and so she's asking him, do you ever think about what would have happened between us had they not pulled you out of the car with me? And he said, we'd probably be together. Neither one of us would probably have this divorce story. And he tells her, you might want to slow down with that a little bit. And she's like, no, I want to get drunk. I want to be out of my body. I want to feel like I am out of my body. He's like, yeah, divorce can make you feel that way. She said, I've never been with anybody but Dallas. I want you to make love to me. And he leans in, and she leans in for a kiss, and he kisses her on the forehead, and she's like, oh. It's like, no, as much as I want to, I'm not gonna do that. And she was like, way to make me feel unattractive. And he told her, you look at me, like really, really look at me. Everything about you is turning me on right now. Everything. But if we cross this line, it's going to be about you getting back at him. And that's not fair to me. Oh. Come on, for the grown man of it all, honey. I'm feeling so good, y'all. I'm going to have to do something after I watch this movie to go for me a nice walk or something. Because I like this. This is refreshing for me. Some healthy black. Yes, ma'am. I hope they end up together. Let's get back to this review, y'all. He tell her when they get together, he want her mind on nothing but him. So she is laid out in the back of the truck. He got blankets, and she curled up in the ball, honey, and he is building a fire. I love this country loving. I do. And so child, he done been out there practically all night. He make her some coffee over the fire, and he's like, come on, you gotta get up. I gotta get you home before the sun come up. I don't want your dad thinking bad about me. And she's like, they love you. So he offers her number. He offers her his number, but she declines, thank him for being there for her last night and making sure she didn't do anything that she might regret. She's come back to her senses now, and she's ready to get on with her life. So Ava is back at work, and she looks vibrant and beautiful. Her friend notices how happy she looks. She brought her friend a gift, and I thought that was so sweet. And she's back at work. Meanwhile, Ike Turner is sitting there drinking him something to drink, and his phone buzzes. His brother called, and it's like, you see that? Check your phone. They then took a picture of Ava and the guy at the park, and he's like, I told you she been cheating on you the whole time. Mama seen it too. He's like, this some bullshit. So I guess the nostalgia's over, honey, and my skin is crawling, but let's see what's gonna happen. Back to this. Y'all, this ninja walks his drunk, ugly self into this girl bank and nuts up about the text message he done sent her, and she better have her MF and self down there and sign these papers. And I mean, just her friend is like, get out of here. He's like, B.I., you want to lose your job? She said, I don't give a about this job. Get out of here. Oh, it's so embarrassing. It made my skin crawl. Anyway, he told her to be down there about 11 tomorrow, and he ain't playing with her, and have her lawyer. Child, she ain't finna fight you on this divorce. She better not fight him on this divorce. But something tell me she gonna fight him about it, because it's divorce in the black. So there may be something to fight for. And they gonna try to beat up the boy again. The brothers over there. Them folks. Can we just stay on the happy train? Like, I'm gonna have to revisit the happy train of the movie by the time we get to the end of the movie, just so I can get my nostalgia going, because I'm feeling some kind of way right now. But back to this review. So her friend is like, listen, I know a good divorce lawyer. I'd take him for everything he got. She's like, nope. When this divorce is over, I want to be in the black. I don't want no emotions. I don't want no drama. I'm just going to meet him down there and sign them papers. And that's exactly what she does. She come in the next morning. She got her friend with her. And the attorney is like, listen, I would advise you to have an attorney here. This is huge. She don't care about none of that. Like, tell me where to sign. She signed them papers. Y'all have a good day. Now he pissed. He pissed, talking about she trying to embarrass me. And I know she got him waiting. So he mad that he got what he wanted. And the guy, his friend that's there with him, it's like, you wanted the divorce, dude. What's your problem? This man is crazy. But her friend don't take her back home. She brings her back to her house. She give her a gummy. It's going to help you sleep, girl. And, she wanted her to come in and hang out a little bit. Just, she's being such a good friend. And I love it. Y'all, they get in the house and her friend is throwing her a divorce party. Cake and all, F you and bye. Girl, she got strippers there. These men look good too. The drinks are flowing. They got some women from the book club and stuff. I just love this girlfriend. So they partying it up. She calls for the bartender and in walks Brent. She got his number from her mama. So they are smitten and she's happy to see him. So she asked him to dance and they are partying it up. She's having such a good time. Her friend's husband is asking her, babe, what you get at, girl? But the good vibes don't last long because this fool and it showed up. Some people coming whispering, letting them know he's outside. So her husband goes out to see him. He is outside the house. So he been drinking, of course, and he talking about she wanted to divorce me. Did you see how happy she was? And his friend is like, man, that lady wanted you, but you made it hard for her. Whose side are you on? You supposed to be my friend. He's like, I am, bro. I'm just being honest. What's that music? You having a party in there? It's a girl thing, Is Ava in there? I'm coming in. I need me some anyway. You just got women in there. He's like, nah, bro, you going home. Let me drive you home. And he stands his ground. No, you're not coming in this house. And so he pulls off. Now, Ava, girl, the party's over. She back at the house and she bring this man back to her house. Now, that's a bad idea, girl, because this man is crazy. But it is her house. She got the house in a divorce. So, I guess we need some kind of drama because he gonna be there. So Ava offers him a guest room and he's like, oh no, I want you. Ain't no guest room. I'm sleeping with you in your bed. Baby, they get to the biz night and she is on cloud 9. Of course, they take it to the bedroom and they had a good night. She wake up the next morning. He's still asleep in the bed. She get dressed to get ready to go to work. And I'm back upstairs again. I'm cooking. I'm going to send y'all a picture of what I made. Anyway. So she's getting dressed, tiptoeing out the room to kind of like not wake him up. She get downstairs and this fool is sitting at the table eating cereal in her house, honey. Dallas said he gonna give her another chance. He told his mom and them that's his wife. Yeah, he know about her being at the fair with that man. She's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I've been here about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go out there and get my stuff and I'm gonna come in here and I'm coming home. I'm gonna give you another chance. She was like, I'm going upstairs and take a shower. You ain't gonna stop me. I'm back at home, baby. He go up in there, see that man sleep in the bed, goes off. They get to fighting. And dude put him in the sleeper hole. Put him to sleep. She drug him out the house. Oh, I'm loving the strength she got, honey. So she dragged him out the house, get old dude to help her, throw him in the truck, slam the door so hard it shatters his window. So don't come back there no more. Like, you're not welcome here. So, next thing you know, her friend is at work and he's outside her job. So it's like he's stalking her. And dude put him in the sleeper hole, put him to sleep. She drug him out the house. Oh, I'm loving the strength she got, honey. So she dragged him out the house, get old dude to help her, throw him in the truck, slam the door so hard it shatters his window. So don't come back there no more. Like, you're not welcome here. So, next thing you know, her friend is at work and he's outside her job. So it's like he's stalking her. So her friend calls her husband and is like, look, he's outside the bank. I don't know what's going on. Can you come get him? So her husband is like, okay, I'm on my way. Ava get to work. Ava tell her that he was at her house and jumped on Brent, but Brent handled it. And she's like, he's at your house. You got to get a restraining order. You got to get a restraining order. Because he's outside the bank. Like, you have to get a restraining order. Meanwhile, Brent get back to his farm and all his animals are dead. Like they've been poisoned or something. The sheriff is there. Her dad is over there with him. And he's like, the sheriff is like, do you have any idea who did this? And he's like, yeah, Dallas. Like, now I will say this about Tyler Perry and his timing. This dude is time traveling or something, because he when I tell you he moving, I mean, they're just an hour and a half away from Atlanta, but he is moving. So, but they don't have proof, so the sheriff can't do anything about it. He done poisoned this man's animals. This man's crazy. I don't think Dallas did that, though. I think his brothers may have done it, because he really is still in Atlanta. So her dad learns from Brent that he was at her house, and her dad is like, oh no, I'm going to Atlanta. So the dad is on his way to Atlanta, and now, what's his name? Dallas is still outside the bank. So his friend is like, has rolled up on him. It's like, man, what's going on? So he crying and mad at the same time, talking about, she did me wrong. She played me, man. She been messing with him the whole time. His friend is like, now that ain't Ava, man. Like, that ain't Ava. Dallas talking about that the ink ain't even dry on the papers and she already messing with this man. His friend is like, man, she wasn't seeing him. You did this. Like, this ain't healthy. You need to let it go. So he cranks up and he drive off. So back inside the bank, Brent has called Ava to check in on her. And he wants to see her later, and she's going to allow him to. He's waited 17 years. He cares about her, and he ain't wasting no time. So their little moment is interrupted because her dad is calling, and Benjamin's like, look, before you answer, let me just tell you, he's on his way to see you. He tells her about what happened with the animals and stuff, and he didn't want to upset her, but her dad is on the way. So he wants to see her tonight, and she said that he could. And downstairs, the friends are talking about Dallas. They're concerned. His friend is telling his wife, I've never seen him like this. Meanwhile, Dallas then made it back to their hometown, that hour and a half drive, and however much time he made it. But like clockwork, he knows exactly what time her mom goes to the store every day, or whenever she goes to the store on this particular day of the week, and he there to harass her. You knew she was messing with him. Your trifling daughter goes off on her. She gets away from her, but not before he rough her up a little bit. Back at Ava's house, the dad is there. And he's changed the locks. He brought some guns and some protection down and kind of like reproofed the house or whatever. And, he's agitated and he's upset. The friend likes her dad. She's like, I like this preacher man. He was like, I don't get it twisted. I'm also an ex-Marine. But he got to go. He's on his way back to the house. He need to go check on the mom. Later that night, Ava and Brent are at her friend's house, and they're having dinner, sitting outside, like on the patio, kind of just hanging out. And here comes Dallas, acting a fool, nutting up, being crazy. And the girl, her friend, is like, look, you got a restraining order and you trespassing, so I'm gonna call the police on you. You better get out of here before the police get here. And he go ahead and go, before he, spill all his nastiness, he does go ahead and leave reluctantly. Meanwhile, dad has made it back home and his wife got his dinner ready, and he's like, so you just gonna act like everything normal? Judah the cashier told me about that man putting his hands on you. The whole neighborhood know about him putting his hands on you. Well, the whole town. I think he said the whole town. He grabbing his gun. She screaming, no, don't go. He grabbing his guns. He was like, oh, no, not my wife. Put his hands on my wife. He going over there. She was like, they gonna kill you. Please don't go. Please don't go. He going anyway. She called Ava panicking, telling her what happened. And, I don't know why she ain't called the sheriff, but she called Ava. So Ava and them are on their way. It's going to take them about an hour and 10 minutes to get there. He makes it to the house, beating on the door. The wretched mama come out there. What you looking for? What you want? What you doing on my property? Where that boy at? He put his hands on my wife. Don't you be coming around here threatening my son. So he come on out the back. Like, what's up? What's up? So Mr. Lawson pulled his gun on him like a shotgun and tell him, I'll meet you in hell before I allow you to put your hands on my wife again. So as he's talking to him, his back is turned and the brothers are creeping up on him. And so Dallas is just kind of like basically counting down, really, just stalling for them to get closer. And once they get closer, one of them shoot him in the back of the leg. They beat him up real bad. He ends up in the hospital. Of course, now Ava done dipped. Like, she's upset. So Brent comes outside to see, to go check on her. And she's gone. He's calling her like, Ava, where did you go? Like, what's up? She's like, I'm good. I just needed a minute. He said, where are you? I'll come to you. No, I'm fine. I'm good. So she sends Dallas a picture to his phone. Dallas is sitting outside with his brothers drinking or whatever. Like, they didn't just do what they did to this old man. They really are some savages. And she's taunting him, telling him how good Brent was, and she hadn't been with a real man. And I mean, I'm putting it in context really, but that's what she was doing. So of course he comes to her house. She's sitting there drinking some wine like, I knew you was coming. They start having words. He pull up a seat next to her, talking about, I thought that ninja was upstairs. She looked at him. She said, did you hurt my daddy? He talking about, you lied to me, Ava. You lied to me. Baby, she looked at him like, keep on task. Did you grab my mama? I did. So they get to arguing, kind of tussling. She telling him about himself, but she's standing up to him. She is not afraid of him. He noticed the gun on the table. He's like, what you gonna do with that? So they get to fighting. He slap her across the room. Then he throw her across throw her into something. He's roughing her up. And she get up and she said, you did exactly what I wanted you to do. Now I got the bruises and stuff to prove what you doing to me. She called the police. He telling her to get off the phone, trying to get to her. She ain't hearing him. Police, my ex-husband done broke into my house. I have a restraining order and he done roughed me up. Send help quick. So he know that he has the gun. He done put that in his back pocket. And I'm looking like, why is this gonna go down? Baby, she pulled up a shotgun and pointed at him. He said, oh, you a big girl now. You gonna shoot me, Itchbay? She said, don't make me do it. Don't make me. He come at her, boom, she blows his chest in. Man, he shot back like a little rag doll. Killed him. Yes, she did. So her friend gets there. She's outside with the ambulance. She's telling them that, about he's been stalking her and all the stuff that he's been doing to her. So, of course, there will be no charges. Her dad recovers out of the hospital. They bring him out. And as they're bringing him out, Ava gets there to the hospital. And Dallas family is there. And, of course, they're upset, mad, because she didn't kill the brother. She didn't kill that lady's son. And that's the end of the movie, y'all. it was good. The acting was good. Both Megan and Corey Hardick did an amazing job. Everybody was on point. It was a really, really good movie. The scenery was good. Like everything about it, hands down, 10 out of 10 out of 10. I so enjoyed this movie, y'all. So I'd like to see a part 2, like a follow-up to their love story, and and what happens with the family and all of that. It was great, great, great. I so enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked it. Divorce in the Black, Amazon Prime. Yeah, girl. We on all the networks over here in Break Bread with Duchess. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I'm out.